Welcome once again. My name is Logan and this is Decode Your Reality, and today we're doing one on Lucifer's Sigil. This is Lucifer's Sigil Decoded, and you'll notice I have several things going on while we're decoding this, and I mean this one really stood out. Today I was looking over some social media and saw somebody posting something on Lucifer's Sigil, and what really stood out for me was what I've made stand out right here in yellow was the V in this entire sigil, in this symbol. And it really stands out on its own because, the V is very apparent when you look at it. Perhaps maybe this is the first time you're seeing it, but there it is. I mean, it's very distinct, that V. And, I believe firmly, without a shadow of a doubt, that Lucifer is tied to the element Vanadium, which is the 23rd element. Notice the V for its first letter, for its symbolic reference. And, its atomic weight is 50. And that's really important because the level 5 of our level of existence is the level of manifestations. Here's our 9 levels and what they mean, and the cards that are associated with the tarot. But notice the 5th level, which just sits right in the dead center. This is where the throat chakra is. This is where we express and we create with our spoken word. It's where we say our spells. It's also the level of money. It's where money is circulated. It's the level of manifestations. It's where we create our freedom, where we work. And it just so happens to be the Hierophant, the Pope, the one that tries to rule over you and keep you a slave, keep you stuck in this level 5 from getting up to the higher levels. They want to keep you stuck in that level 5, but that's where the level 5 is associated with this card, Lucifer. And it just so happens that Lucifer equals the number 28 in the Chaldean cipher. What else equals 28? Well, you'll see the arrow here. The actual element 23, Vanadium, equals the number 28. I mean, come on. What are the odds of these matching up like that? Not cherry picking. I mean, that is true decoding right there. That is making something distinct. And it's using not only one modality, but we're using the tarot and we're using science behind this. We're using documented numbers that are irrefutable right here. The 23rd element. And the reason why it's so important is, there's the V. The symbol of the V is the as above, the element of giving information, transferring it down, coming to a point. And then if we put a pyramid and we invert it there, we get the so below. I mean, it's just so apparent right there. And there it is staring you in the face. The V. That's why the German car Volkswagen shows V, Volks. Even though it's the people's car, I can promise you they're tying it into the V, and then of course the W is below that. That's, if you've studied anything from Rodin's numbers, you'll see the VW in there. It's right in our nature's patterns. That's for a different story, but I mean, look at this. Look at the connections. The 23 is a very special number in numerology. There's a guy by the name of Chiro. He talks about it, and it's called the Royal Star of the Lion, the number 23. It's a very karmic rewarding number. Supposedly the most karmic rewarding number there is in compound numerology. You can read all about it. The Royal Star of the Lion. It's really interesting. And the guy that made that famous was like I said, was a guy by the name of Chiro. And this guy right here, he's got a book called The Book of Numbers. It's a very old book. He's got a book on palmistry. I mean, the guy really knew his stuff. I'd highly suggest getting his book. But his name wasn't Chiro. But he just went by Chiro, and look what it equals, because he knew the power of the 23. Who else knew the power of the 23? How about this guy right here? He may have not known about the number 23, but I can certainly tell you that's the reason why that number is on his chest, and he wore it throughout the majority of his career, because he is associated with the 23, the World Star Line. They know how fortunate this number is right here. It's a very busy number, the 5. Who else wore the number 23? Yours truly, LeBron James. All done on purpose, by the way. I can guarantee you these guys are wearing the number 23 because it's the royal star of the lion and it's associated with Lucifer's sigil. You know, it's a very, very fortunate number. Now, if we go to the elements of the periodic table and we look at actually Vanadium and as a whole, you'll notice that it was named after the Scandinavian goddess Frisia. You know, right here, Frisia. And when we look up Frisia, you'll notice that Frisia was the goddess associated with love, sex, beauty, fertility, gold, war, and death. And doesn't that sound a little bit like Venus? Venus was the same thing. The planet Venus is known for the same thing. See? The goddess of love and beauty. It's the same thing. Same story, different words. But that's the reason why these guys wear the number 23. And you'll notice, you know, the card associated with the 23rd card associated with Vanadium is the King of Wands. It's the card that follows the Fool card, the 22nd card. This is a very powerful card. Very powerful card. It's linked in with the first deacon of Aries in astrology, which just happens to be a fire sign. And you'll notice all these symbols in this card right here. All these symbols. Here's the Lion Salamander, you know? I mean, according to numerology and the Divine Triangle by Faith and the Dusty Bunker, I highly suggest getting the book, but their description is that, you know, decorated with lions, the background screen indicates that the fixed powers of the divine law are behind him, and he is aware that they are his to use. Salamanders represent spirits living in the element fire and denote that the king is able to handle fire. He can control the fire of the self and nature. He is holding the live wand of spiritual power. First deacon of Aries, fire sign, Lucifer. And last but not least, the word sigil is a 4-7. It's a 2-syllable word. It breaks down to beryllium and nitrogen in the atomic weights, and that's a 9.012 plus 14.007. Look what it equals. The number 23, matching that of the 23rd card, matching that of the 23rd element, Vanadium, which correlates to the 28, which correlates to Lucifer's 28. I mean, the big standout, ladies and gentlemen, is that V. That V right there stands out like a sore thumb. Perhaps you'll never look at this symbol the way you used to look at it. So that's all I got for today. My name is Logan. This is Decode Your Reality. Thanks for watching.